Are you stuck on your disciple-making journey? A while ago, I shared the results of a question I sent out to 300-ish people. The question was, what is your biggest question or greatest roadblock when it comes to living on mission or being a disciple who makes disciples? Responses included how to move conversation to the gospel, how to shake off religious guilt for not doing all the churchy things that are considered essential for good Christians. There were, of course, comments about time pressure and competing demands, and the most common challenge mentioned was isolation, going it alone, having a hard time finding others who wanted to live an on-mission life. I decided to do some more digging and found several other common challenges to disciple making. Number one, a lack of clear guidance or resources. A lot of individuals want to grow in disciple making but struggle to find clear, practical guidance or resources that will actually meet those needs. The availability of materials that are too broad or too narrow or not applicable to their specific situation can lead to frustration and stagnation. If you've been in a church for a long time, there's often a sense of been there, heard that, no matter what the new material is. This, I believe, is a symptom of too much teaching, not enough training, and expectation of application. I would also add that Discovery Bible studies tend to get beyond some of the surface application and teaching we often receive. And when you're in a group that digs into the Word together under the direction of the Spirit, things jump out and grip you and change you. Number two, fear of inadequacy or lack of confidence. A lot of people, all of us really at some point, feel unqualified or fearful about leading others. That shows up in every aspect of disciple making, whether it's evangelism to leading a group to walking with someone one-on-one in disciple making. The fear of not being spiritually mature enough or not having enough theological and biblical knowledge can stop us from engaging in disciple making. I believe this can be resolved in a proper disciple making context where we can see what it looks like to live on mission, where you have someone showing us and telling us and walking with us and training us in the skills that we need. Number three, resistance and misunderstanding from other believers. In some contexts, the issue of disciple making as distinct from simply doing church might be misunderstood or resisted. Depending on the Christian subculture in which you find yourself, there might be resistance to everything from evangelism to actually seeking to convert people to any disciple-making activity that doesn't fit into the existing programmatic model of the church. Now, this is a toughie if you face it. If you can honestly say that there is actual opposition to evangelism, actual official opposition to making disciples, you probably need to find another community. But before you do that, check your attitude. Make sure you're not being unnecessarily obnoxious. Number four, difficulty in measuring spiritual growth. If you've been in any kind of ministry for any period of time, you know how difficult it is to measure spiritual growth. It's so intangible. It's hard to assess progress. It's true for us as individuals, true for a group of people. And this lack of clear benchmarks or indicators of growth can cause us to be frustrated or even feel like failures. I can, of course, understand this challenge, but I think part of the solution is to return to the simple issue of obedience. Am I obeying the things the Lord has made clear? When I or my group spends time in the Word, do we actually seek to apply it concretely and practically? This is the heart of disciple making. Jesus said, teach them to obey everything I've commanded you. I know when I'm being obedient and when I'm not. And so do you. And a focus on obedience makes things very concrete very quickly. Number five, theological quagmires. Different denominations and even different individuals within those denominations and churches can have varying and unique beliefs and teachings about all kinds of things, from the end times to politics to how church should be done to what a good Christian is and does. It's so easy to get sidetracked and bogged down in secondary or tertiary issues when we're trying to live on mission. In fact, this is part of the battle of living on mission. So many things distract us. You need to decide where the lines are for you, what the essentials are. For me, the primary issues are, who is Jesus and what has he done, and what is the way of salvation? Everything else is at least secondary in my mind. Certainly, our view of the Word of God is rather important as well. But when it comes to pre-trib or post-trib or liberal or conservative or Democrat or Republican, so many of these other things are so far down the list as to be almost irrelevant when it comes to disciple making. Focus on the raw Word of God and applying it, obeying what he makes clear. Number 6, resistance to accountability. Effective disciple making involves mutual accountability, which can be uncomfortable. It's actually rare in most Christian circles today. As a result, a lot of individuals resist or struggle with the idea of accountability in the Christian life. And this can cause them to have stunted spiritual growth, or they disengage altogether. Each one of us needs to be accountable to others, by which I mean we need to be willing to be corrected and rebuked as needed, open to being checked up on in areas in which we struggle. The Christian life is not a solo journey. An effective long-term disciple making requires a group of people that hold each other graciously but firmly accountable to following Jesus. Number 7, fading vision, passion, and purpose. Without a clear sense of purpose or vision, our passion can fade. Individuals and even entire groups may become disillusioned or lose motivation if they don't see the bigger picture or purpose behind their efforts. A close walk with the Lord and interaction with the Word and one another goes a long ways towards addressing this. For me, I find it the constant reminder of the losses of people without the Lord, the commission Jesus gave us to make disciples, the reality of eternity, and the fact that Jesus' plan A is disciples who makes disciples. These things keep me moving in the right direction. And again, if we're in a community of disciple makers, on the day or the week when I'm down, others are not. And they can encourage and challenge me and pray for me as needed. So I encourage you, regardless what your roadblock is, make sure you're not going it alone. What roadblock to living on mission and making disciples needs to be bulldozed out of the way for you to keep following Jesus and inviting others to join you? Press on.